Well, welcome back to another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse Halloween extravaganza. And thanks for the well wishes on what's going on with my health. I really don't know what the hell's going on at this point. It might have been a really bad reaction from the COVID shot or something, but something's off, and I'm still trying to. I'm waiting for some blood work to come back to see what they found on that stuff. So could be anything, but let's. I'm going to continue with my theme of invisibility here and go back to 1936 for a film called The Invisible Ray, starring Boris Karloff, and in the credits is Karloff and Bela Lugosi, and some other people like Frank Reicher, who was in King Kong, the Skipper, and things. But anyway, this is more of a sci-fi type thing. I saw this, I think it was, God, back when I was a kid. I guess they were running some of the lesser films on WOR maybe around 4 in the afternoon, 4:30, up, and then they could lead it up until the news at 6 o'clock or whatever. That's what they used to do. But anyway, this one, I don't think anybody's talked about this one in a while. Karloff is Dr. Janos Ruth, and Lugosi is Dr. Felix Benet, and they are sort of rivals, but Ruth has this experiment he wants to try out, and he presses everybody with it. But he wants to go down to Africa to find this element that's more powerful than radium, because it seems that a meteorite had crashed there millenniums ago, and he wants to find it. So he takes his young bride and this young guy and his, I don't know if I think it's his mother, and a whole bunch, and they go down to the deepest, darkest Africa to find this thing. Well, all is not happy, and Ruth is not like a people person and goes out on his own to discover this meteorite. And he makes this ray out of it and basically melts this bunch of rocks down to nothing. But when he's in his tent that night and he turns out the lights, he's glowing in the dark and makes the mistake of petting his trusty Great Dane, who keels over dead. Seems that he got loaded with whatever this substance is and goes to Dr. Benet to see what the hell he can do. And Dr. Benet comes up with an antidote, but tells him you have to take this at a certain point, and if you don't take this, you're going to turn into ash, and it might affect your mind. Well, of course, he gets cured, goes back up there and starts working on the thing, but everybody else has sort of had it with the sweaty jungle thing, and they go back to Paris, where they had taken a part of the element, and basically they were using it to cure blindness, and Ruth got back there, very pissed off that he feels he got fucked out of his find and his experiment, but he cures his mother's blindness with it, and also Benet is curing a little girl's blindness with it, and they have an argument, and he storms off all pissed off, and then fakes his own death. And all of a sudden, people that were involved in this experiment and this expedition are turning up dead with a fucking glowing handprint on them. And when it comes to one of the women being found in her bed dead, all of a sudden they realize that maybe Janos isn't dead at all. So they set an elaborate trap where there's going to be an experiment conducted by Dr. Benet, because there's only 3 survivors left at this point. And it's only by invitation only, figuring he will show up. Well, not only will he show up, he sort of hoodwinks another scientist on the way there, kills him, and takes his invitation. So they're trying to draw him out, and at midnight they throw the lights out, but he is sneaked in the back and confronts Dr. Benet, who basically tries to shoot him, but his arm gets grabbed and he dies. Now he goes up and he's ready to kill his young wife, who divorced him and married the young guy, when he's having second thoughts, this and that. The other thing, his mother shows up, and he tells his mother he has to finish this thing. And he pulls out the stuff, the chemical that he used to use, and his mother hits it with a cane, and all of a sudden, smoke starts rising off of Janos, and he jumps out the window, bursts into a ball of flame, and that's it. So this was kind of unique, I felt. It was a real departure for the films at the time, because it really didn't focus on horror elements. It was more like sci-fi than anything else. And of course, Lugosi and Karloff were cast against each other in films like The Raven, The Black Cat, and others. Sometimes, one film Karloff would be the heavy, like in this one. Others, Lugosi would be the heavy. So it was interesting to see them play off each other in the different role reversal things. They were actually good actors. It's like you took what you got, and they were established in the horror field, whether Lugosi liked it or not. Karloff sort of embraced it. So, but deep down inside, they were both serious actors that can pull off a lot of stuff. So, this one's definitely worth seeking out. I think it was on a Lugosi collection put out by Universal with about, I think, maybe 8 other films or maybe 7 other films. So, definitely worth a look. So now we're at the weekend, and hopefully it's a good weekend for all of us. If you're going to be in the Cleveland area, Cinema Wasteland's having its 25th anniversary convention there. Tom Sullivan with the Evil Dead Museum will be there. Tiffany Shepis, 3 people from Fright Night, a bunch of trauma people, and the usual suspects. So if you're in the area, go up and have fun. It's a celebration of shit that we basically celebrate here. So until next time, thanks for subscribing, thanks for tuning in. Above all, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side Monday.